Welcome to this Gentle Goddess Yin Yoga class. Today we're working with Mama Qocha's energy. So this class was inspired by her. She is the goddess of, she's a water goddess, I should say, and she reminds us of the importance of letting go, the ebb and flow of life. In my mind, it really represents this feeling of non attachment. Okay. Remembering that this too shall pass, the good, the bad, everything in between. Nothing is permanent. It's kind of that energy. So, today's practice, we're going to explore gentle movements that supports letting go and embodying the natural wisdom of the body's ability to let go without the interference of the mind. If you're wondering what I'm looking at, it's my notes. Now, yin yoga kind of already naturally does this, right? We hold shapes anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. So our minds already sort of get that practice of quieting into these postures and these shapes. And it gives our bodies a chance to open and release. And that in and of itself is the challenge of yin. That said, we are going to focus specifically on the kidneys and urinary bladder lines because those are supportive of the water element in the body. Okay. So for today's class, I do recommend having a blanket or two and either a bolster or a cushion from your couch because you may decide you need an extra little bit of support for one of the postures in particular. We will be doing saddle pose or half saddle. So if you're not super familiar with yin, I am going to show how to do the pose, both with and without props, of course. But and then of course, if it's just too much entirely, I'll suggest another option. If you want to skip out entirely, it's totally fine. All of that aside, this is about a 30-minute class. No journal prompts, okay? And I think that's all I've got for the intro. So let's go ahead. We'll meet in Sukhasana or happy seat on your mat, and I'll see you there. Welcome. So let's begin here in our Sukhasana or happy seat. And I invite you to just gently bring your eyes closed and tune in to the weight of the body on the mat, the ground beneath you supporting you. And now tuning into the sound of the breath that comes in and the sound of the breath as it leaves the body. Drawing the air in and letting the air flow out. Almost like waves in the ocean. The tide comes in and the tide flows out. No effort required. Just the natural flow of the breath. Now the awareness travels to the low back. And on your next in-breath, let that wave travel up the length of the spine, all the way up to your shoulders. Notice as they come up to the ears and then down and back. Chin dips down slightly toward the chest, elongating through the back of the neck. Just tuning into that energy of non-attachment. Understanding that this moment is now past, and the next moment has yet to start and is now past. And just being with that. There is only now. Every breath, only now. When you feel ready, gently blink the eyes open. Maybe bring a little smile to your face. And just because we can, let's just do a full body stretch. Reach fingertips to the sky. Just feel that separation between the low rib cage and the top of the hips. Beautiful. And from here, we'll find our way all the way down onto our bellies, setting up for our first shape of the class, Sphinx Pose. So coming all the way down onto the forearms and noticing how the elbows are directly under shoulders. From here, you might decide if the low back is feeling sensitive that you'd like to walk the elbows out further away from you, and that's okay because that will help to take out some of that pressure. You might also decide you'd like to have the legs further away from one another, and that's okay too. If you are actually feeling like, you know what, I want a little bit more juice in this posture, you're welcome to bring the forearms up off the mat for seal pose. That's going to deepen that inversion just a little bit here. So you decide what feels right for you. You find your sweet spot. We stay a while. This shape works with the kidney meridian lines, the part of us that knows how to restore, refill, and come back to center. And breathe. And also check in with the shoulders here, that we're not hunched up toward the ears. So keeping the shoulders away from your ears. If you are linking the breath with your movements, I invite you to take a deep breath in here and exhale. Bring the body all the way down. We'll take the left arm and place it parallel to the top of the mat here, and just gently rest the cheek down. You can actually, if you wanted, you can bring the arm down long against the body and bring the right leg up to a 90-degree bend. Almost like you're climbing a little ladder here. We're just going to rest here, just a little rebound pose. And we're just tuning into the subtle energy here. So I invite you to bring your eyes closed and just notice any subtle sensations you might be feeling in the body. Good, and we'll take a deep breath in here. Exhale, just gently bring the chin to the mat and straighten out that right leg behind you. We'll bring the right chin, to the right cheek rather, to your mat now. And the left leg will come up. So a little switcheroo here of the body. Perfect. So if you're linking the breath with the movement, I invite you to take a deep breath in. On your exhale, bring the chin to the mat. The left leg comes out long behind you. Both of the hands come right near the chest, and we'll slowly start peeling the torso up off the mat. And come into this hero's pose. Bring my little microphone back to my shirt here. All right, so this is where your blankets or your bolster or cushion might come in handy. From hero's pose, we're going to find our way into half saddle. We're going to start on the right leg or the right side. So if you're familiar with yin, then you already know where we're headed. If you're not familiar with yin, you'll stay tuned here. Saddle pose looks something like this. So I'll show you on the right side. So it's my right leg. Basically, the left leg's going to come out long. Your right foot is going to be right near the right hip. Okay, so my knees are right near one another. I'm going to come back onto the hands to show, right, to start with. If it's available, you come down onto the forearms. And then if it's really available, you'd come all the way down onto the back. Now, the trick here is that we don't want the knee to come up off the mat. If the knee comes up, that just means we're not quite ready for that yet, okay? So you'd have to find whatever point works for you wherever you're at. If this in and of itself, if seated upright is like, wow, that's like way too much for me, there are options here, okay? So one of them being a rolled up blanket or something that you could put, underneath your leg to start. Okay, that in and of itself can take out some of that pressure. And then you can kind of lean, in whatever direction would feel good and take out some of that intensity, because I know it's a lot, it can feel like a lot. Another option would be to sit on something. So you could sit like on the edge of a bolster or a cushion and bring your leg down like so. Okay. And that can also, just to start, because it can get the body slowly adjusted to what you just saw me do, right? So again, it's finding what works for you. If none of those options work for you, another thing you can do is go right back into Sphinx Pose, okay? Because this is gonna, we're getting into, it's still gonna get into the kidney meridian lines again. Another option would be for you to just do caterpillar pose, okay? Now, keeping in mind, we are gonna be here for a total of 6 minutes because we're doing 3 minutes on each side. So you would hold caterpillar pose for the total of 6 minutes, okay? That was a long explanation, but hopefully you will find whatever is working for you today. So finding your place of choice and your degree of saddle pose today. I'm sitting upright first because I'm going to share that this shape supports the water element in motion, the part of our body that helps us move out old tension and then helps us let go. So we're also getting into the urinary bladder line here as well. If you find that you're on your hands or you are seated upright, and then your body is like, okay, maybe I can go a little deeper here, and like you go a little deeper, like onto your forearms, or if you're seated upright and you lean back onto your hands, um, that's amazing. And even if it's not, that's still amazing too, because it's a little bit at a time, and it's you're listening to your body and you're honoring what your body needs. I apologize for my little throat chakra here. I don't know what's happening. All right, so if you are all the way down on the ground like myself, I invite you to take a deep breath in and exhale. Gently start bringing yourself back up to center, and then lean to the left and bring the right leg out in front. Shake out the legs. Oh my goodness, that is something. And we're going to do the same thing on the opposite leg because we don't want to leave practice lopsided. So if you're using any props, then you'll make any adjustments that you need to make. If you are in caterpillar or Sphinx again. I mean, if you're in Sphinx, I do recommend maybe you want to go into child's pose for this next little round, because that's a long time to hold Sphinx. And then just bearing in mind that this side might look and feel different than the other side. And that's perfectly acceptable, because that's why we're here. That's why we do yin. That's why we do yoga. It's not it's not yoga perfect. It's yoga practice for a reason, right? So all we're doing here is we're just settling in, and we're just giving our body the opportunity to let go even more. Okay. So remembering our intention for the class, intention for today's practice, Mama Qocha's beautiful reminder of non-attachment, and that can even mean our attachment to the way our practice looks, right? The way our body looks from day to day, or on our mats even, We are water. Just be with the breath. So if you're linking the breath with the movement, I invite you to take a deep breath in. But depending on where you are, you'll just exhale slowly but surely. Come on out of your pose. If you are using any sort of props, you'll just kind of move them off to the side. And we'll shake out the legs, bring that blood flow back down into the feet and the ankles, maybe do some ankle rolls. Any sort of movement here will work. I'm going to turn to face you. From here, we're going to bring the soles of the feet together for our butterfly pose, our Baddha Konasana, our butterfly. In yin, they do recommend keeping the feet further away. I like to bring them in closer just because I'm a rebel, but you do what works for you. If you'd like to have a little extra support behind the knees, you can always use rolled up blankets or pillows from your couch. You can put some support there. It's up to you. Either place the hands on the ankles, around the toes. Whatever works for you today is the right thing. You can come down with a rounded back. You can keep the spine elongated and come down through the center line, or you can just stay upright. There's so many options. But we are going to take a deep breath in together. I'm going to add a little minute to our timer, and then exhale. You'll fold down through the center line if you'd like, to whatever degree you'd like. So this shape does support both the kidneys and the bladder meridian lines. And I'm trying to read what I wrote here. My apologies. The whole current of the water element, so ebbing, softening, and making space again. So what I really love about this butterfly pose as well is just obviously the sensation you may feel on the inner thighs. I personally like to press my forearms on the shins and sort of drive the knees down closer toward the earth. There's a lightness that I also tend to feel with this pose. Sometimes I like to, flap my wings. I also like the opening that I feel in the low back. And it's really nice, kind of a nice counter pose, especially after something like half saddle or saddle. So. Beautiful. So if you're linking the breath with your movements, I invite you to take a deep breath in and exhale. Slowly come up out of butterfly and lean back onto the hands. We'll plant the soles of the feet, do this little windshield wiper motion with the knees. Perfect. From here, I invite you to pause this video. Do whatever sort of movement that you need to do. And we're all going to meet in Savasana. So it's going to be a Savasana of your choice. If you need a little support behind the knees or support behind the head, or you want to wrap yourself in a blanket or a cocoon, please do. Make yourself as comfortable as you possibly can. And I'll meet you back here for our final pose of rest. Just take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale. Sigh it out through the mouth. 2 more times. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale. One more time, deep breath in through the nose. And exhale out through the mouth. And just make any other little adjustments that you might need to make. Your clothes or your blankets or whatever else, maybe the body. Dip the chin down slightly toward the chest. Just feel the weight of the body being supported by the earth beneath you. And just notice the breath as it moves in and flows out. And how natural it is for the body to let go of the breath without worry that the next breath won't be there. Just naturally receives and naturally lets go. The ebb and the flow. Notice the beating of the heart. As it pumps the blood through the veins. Each pump without worry that it won't be filled up again. The ebb and the flow of your body. Your body's so wise. Such is life. Such is Mama Qocha's wisdom. That where things feel, or your fields feel fallow, there will be life again. And maybe sometimes where there is a lot, things need to ebb. And there is beauty in all of it. And it is okay to appreciate all of it. And we are supported in all of it. Let's just take another deep breath in here. And then exhale. Let that breath go. Without force. Without worry. and let your breath return to normal. If you would like to remain in your Savasana for indefinite periods of time, please do. If you are ready to start waking the body back up, start bringing some gentle movements into the fingers and the toes, and the hands and the feet, and maybe blinking the eyes open, and then maybe a full body stretch. If you have any support behind the knees, feel free to just kind of move that off to the side, and you can roll over onto your left or your right side. Just use that bottom arm as a pillow. I'm going to try not to yell into the mic here. Use that bottom arm as a pillow for a moment. And we'll use the top hand to press gently into the floor or the mat beneath you and peel the torso up. Slowly but surely, the head and the neck are the very last things up. We'll find our way into a seated posture. Oh my, oh my. Yoga hair. Let's bring the hands in the Anjali Mudra in front of the chest. Thumbs connect with the sternum. Chin dips down slightly toward the chest. Mahalo Nui Loa. Thank you very much for practicing with me today, for trusting me with your practice, with your time and your energy. If you like this video, please let me know by giving this video a like, maybe a comment, and maybe sharing this with a fellow sister, goddess, friend who needs this reminder that letting go is a natural and necessary part of life. I hope that the benefits of today's practice stay with you long after today is over. My soul honors your soul. I honor the place inside of you in which the entire universe resides. I honor the light, the shadow, the peace, the truth, the beauty within you, because it is also within me. In sharing these things, we are connected. We are one. We are the same. Aloha and namaste.